Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, where we watch a movie and then tell you if you should watch a movie. I am your movie watching host, Older Bro.
I'm your other movie watching host, Younger Bro.
And today, we return with another movie, this time looking at a very different, well, not a different movie from last week, but a very different movie from what we normally watch. Trolls 3. I don't remember the full title of it.
Trolls 3 Band Together.
Yeah, Trolls Band Together. Yeah, because they don't actually number the movies.
Yeah, it's another musical.
Yeah, we've chosen two back-to-back movies that Younger Bro is innately not likely to like for the density of music in them. I realized that at the start of the movie. I was like, oh, hold on. This is not a good combination for Younger Bro. That's okay.
But then again, I thought Wish was fine, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because again, your big thing is that you just really don't like operas or movies that are like operas. So it's like, It just needs to have dialogue in it, and you're probably going to be more fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went and watched Trolls 3. Now, for context, I only watched parts of Trolls 1. I've not seen the full thing, or if I have, it's been so long I've forgotten half the movie. I've never seen Trolls 2. So, that I'm going to have to end up going to watch back later. But...
and I'll probably be talking about them.
yeah. So, anyways, Younger Bro, what did you think about Trolls 3?
So, when I watched Trolls 1, or went to go watch Trolls 1, I did not think it was going to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just a movie about the little
trolls.
troll dolls. Yeah. And somehow they made it good.
Yeah. I mean, who would want to watch a TV show about Little Ponies? No one would want to watch that. And yet they did. Who would want to watch a movie about a Kung Fu Panda? And yet they did.
Well, here's the thing. They're animals. And
Yeah.
I get that because animals are popular.
Yeah.
But
it's
the
trolls.
little troll dolls
Yeah.
that
Who liked those?
looked fucking weird as shit. And they freaking...
and they still look weird as shit.
And they made fun of it in the first movie, too, which was fucking hilarious.
Of course they did, because how do you start a franchise of this caliber and not start off with, yes, we realize these things are ugly as fuck, but we'll work with that.
So, I do not know how, but every movie of Trolls since the first movie has been better than the last.
Yeah, I talked to Younger Bro about this on the way back, because there's a theory that exists out there, and it's from Todd in the Shadows, and it usually applies to music, but I'm going to apply it here as well. There are those studios who will make movies, and it doesn't matter what the movie is. There will always be a core devoted fan base that's immediately going to go watch those movies and love those movies, and they can make movies as long as they want and be as famous as long as they want. And then there's those movie companies that will only exist as long as the movies are good. And the moment the bad movies start creeping in, everyone will leave. Disney is the former, Illumination is the latter. And DreamWorks, I feel like, started out in the latter, but then they made How to Train Your Dragon. They've made Kung Fu Panda.
They made Madagascar.
They've made Madagascar. They've made this. And they've made so many quality movies that they're kind of drifting into the Disney camp of people are going to watch these movies no matter what they make forever, because they just keep they take these outlandish things that you're like, they can't possibly make that good, and they keep making it good.
That being said, Trolls 3 is probably better than the second movie and just as good as the first movie.
Yeah. As I said, I don't remember much of the first movie, so I can't really judge based on the rest of the franchise. But in terms of, did I thoroughly enjoy this movie? Absolutely. This was a fun movie.
Yeah, I'll say this. The third movie has some of the best music than probably the second movie.
Yeah.
It is better than the music in the second movie, and it's just as good as the music in the first movie.
I don't know who all did the music in the first two movies. I know for a fact in this one, they specifically partnered with InSync. There was a lot of 90s boy band music in this. If you enjoy that, you are going to enjoy the music in this movie. Yeah, I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. I would say it was better than Wish. And, I enjoyed Wish.
I think it's also better than
yeah,
Wish.
it's so, just like we said last week, where that movie was if you weren't there for the spoiler section, I should probably point out, last week we did end up in the spoiler section saying, while we do think it was a good movie, it was definitely kind of an average. There was nothing outstanding in the movie. It was good, but nothing outstanding. And the villain was the weakest part of that movie. And we definitely said that was a movie that you absolutely do not need to watch it in theaters. You can wait for it to show up on Disney+. This is a movie you absolutely should watch in theaters. Unfortunately, due to our circumstances, that's impossible now. Because, as you might see, we've gotten to this review about 2 weeks after the movie came out, and apparently, the movie companies have decided that they're only going to put this movie in theaters for exactly 2 weeks. It's not in theaters in December, so as of the time we release this video, you cannot watch this in theaters.
So, view it however you can.
Yeah, absolutely go watch this movie. It is a great movie. Watch it however you can, preferably legally.
If you don't watch the movie, then look up the music. The music was great.
This is one of the few times where I actually found the music before seeing the movie. Because the final song in this movie played on radio. So I actually got that song in my Spotify, like, before I even thought about watching this movie.
That's how good that song was.
Yeah, it was huge. So, absolutely great movie. Go watch the movie however you can.
Watch it over Wish.
Yes, absolutely watch it over Wish. Look, DreamWorks makes better movies than Disney a lot of the time. Is that controversial? Can I say that? DreamWorks makes great movies. And I don't know how they make great movies, because their concepts are movies that should not be great. But yet they keep doing it. So, yeah, they made a better movie than Disney. Go watch it. Okay, is there anything else that we want to talk about that's not spoilers for this movie?
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, go watch this movie. We're moving to the spoilers now.
Okay, so I want to talk about something. I want to get it off my chest.
Sure.
So, you've barely seen the first movie, and you haven't seen the second movie.
Yeah.
There's one issue I have with the Troll movies.
Sure.
And it's still the same issue, but it's getting better.
It's an improved issue.
And that is the relationship between Poppy and Branch.
Look, this is a long con. The fourth movie is going to be them getting married, probably. Or at least them getting engaged. It's a long fucking con. And I don't like it either.
They should have got engaged. They didn't even say they were together until this movie.
Yeah, so there's progress. They are now saying boyfriend. It's an improvement. But I agree with you. It's stupid.
The first movie, they sang a song confessing their love for each other. And that's about as close as boyfriend and girlfriend as we got. And they still weren't boyfriend and girlfriend in the second movie.
Nope.
And now they finally confirmed it in the third movie.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
Look, as we have said, I will give praise to DreamWorks for making a very good movie. But let's be honest. There are no modern writers that seem to grasp how to do good relationships. People want to see the couple in the relationship. They want to see the pitfalls and joys of the relationship.
And that's going to be the fourth movie.
The journey is only the first step. Take more steps after that. Movie 1, they weren't together. Movie 2, get them together. Make this, the whole start of this is the king and queen they are getting married. You could have done a fun thing with it being a double wedding. But no, you want to be like, oh, haha, it'd be funny if we were getting married. It's like, girl, you are already getting married. Just move.
It is so bad.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Younger Bro. I liked seeing this movie. But even with passing knowledge of this franchise, I'm like, why aren't they married?
If I'm honest, they should have been married by the end of the second film.
No, I think they should have started this movie. Because they did as they're leaving the wedding scene. As the king and queen are married. They're getting in the bus and driving off, which was reminiscent of the, like, just got married bit. So it's like, I cannot believe they did not start this as them getting married. So if they are not married in the fourth movie, we will riot. Yeah. There will be rioting in front of DreamWorks Studios. Just no. Just get them married, and then make another movie where they are married.
The most weed riot is we stand in front of their studio flipping them off the entire
Yes, time. That's not much rioting, but it's more than other people. So, we'll do what we can. So, yeah, just
just
I understand that seeing the couple get together is fun. It is fun for one movie.
Like,
it's fun
it's not
to see
that they
people come to the
haven't
couple.
done couples great.
Yeah,
because
they did Shrek.
They did Shrek, and they did How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
with Astrid and Hiccup.
They're not
they
incapable.
Did beautiful with that.
Yeah, they are not incapable of doing.
Why
this.
are they taking their time with this one?
Because who knows? They're trolls. Nobody cares that much.
That's it.
And yet, for some reason, this is a great franchise you should care about. If you think Kung Fu Panda's stupid, this movie is exponentially stupider, and you should care about it just as much.
So, let's talk about the next thing.
Yeah.
So, the next thing I wanted to talk about was I did not think this movie was going to work correctly lore-wise.
Okay, how so?
First off, we get no indication at all that Branch had brothers or other family in the first movie besides his grandma.
Yeah.
Now, we do get to see her return, and her return is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not think it was going to work.
Yeah.
Honestly. It does work. They gave explanations as to how the hell did they escape the Bergens when they were still together.
Yeah.
And it seems like they just went.
Yeah.
They just went, they braved the wilderness in quotes. Kind of quoting one of the characters.
Yeah, that is one of the things in this movie that's definitely feels off because, again, I do have the passing knowledge of the original movie of them literally being eaten by trolls. They bring it up in this movie. They talk about the past and how there are some, trolls out there who still worry that the past is going to repeat or is still happening. You see that, and then you see this like, oh yes, we're all just going to leave. And it's like, it feels weird because you're just like, but this first movie was about, like, overcoming slavery and racial issues. Like, how the fuck did you leave in the middle of that? How did you leave in the middle of... If we go outdoors, we'll be eaten alive. Like, so what?
How they escaped is not clear.
Yeah. I mean, it's in a similar way to, like... I would say it's similar to, like, Hiccup's situation. Of, like, the entire first movie is literally... about these dragons are evil and we must kill them. And then you see his mother in the later movie. And it's just like, what do you mean you live in harmony with the dragons? Like, your entire culture is about killing these things. How the fuck are you here? So, like, and I felt that worked. Like, they made it work. So it's like, I'm not going to say on any level this doesn't work. It's just strange.
Yeah, so Branch was in, what are they called again? Boys something?
Oh, Brozone.
Brozone, thank you.
Sorry, Brozone, New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys, whatever they were.
He was in Brozone before the Bergens happened, before Grandma died.
Yeah, how the fuck were they the biggest pop stars in the world, given the fact that they literally couldn't leave their goddamn village?
I actually didn't think of that. I knew there was something I was missing. That's it. It's like, how are they known?
Yeah, they couldn't leave. How the fuck were they ever known to anyone? I think they're just pretending the first movie never happened.
Radios exist.
Yeah, we're just gonna say the first movie never happened, despite the fact they reference it in this movie. It's just like, ignore all that stuff. Just focus on the pop star stuff. This franchise is about the music.
And then Poppy having a sister, I'm like, okay, how'd that happen? And her story probably makes more sense.
Yeah, her story's very believable.
Yeah, her story makes more sense than Branch's brothers.
Yeah, the Brozone stuff just does not make sense. None of that makes any sense. The brothers don't work. Like,
yes.
But again, I'm willing to overlook that it doesn't make any logical sense. It's just like, who cares?
And they made reference to the Rock Apocalypse. I'm like, yep, that was the second movie.
Yep.
Now, in the second movie, they did introduce new trolls. And I like how Nostalgia Critical was like, okay, in the first movie. Yeah. He's like, what the fuck is he? Is he a new troll? It's like, yes, he's a different kind of troll. In fact, they confirmed it in the second film.
Yeah.
So he basically answered his own question without knowing
Yeah.
at the time. But I just find that hilarious. So, guys,
I just treat these as like in a similar thing to like MLP, where it's just like there's different cultures. They're all out there, and it's just like, who cares? Point.
So we are introduced to 2 or maybe 3 new kinds of cultures in this film. So we have Muppets.
Yeah, the Muppets. They are not actually Muppets because Disney owns the Muppets, but like they are Muppets. Like what the hell?
And the others are, I know what they are. They're the figurines that you play with that stretch and
like
bend.
these guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what they are, but like they're just flexible. Yeah.
So they have the flexible characters that I can't remember the name of. Let's call them Stretchies. They're Stretchies.
Yeah. The Stretch Armstrongs.
So they have them, and when they go to the Stretchies, they know who Brozone is.
Yes.
And I'm just like, how do you know?
Everybody knows Backstreet / New Kids on the Block.
You know what? Radios exist.
Radios exist. It doesn't make sense.
That is the only way.
It doesn't make sense. They were on a world tour.
They were on a world tour too. How does that make sense?
Just don't worry about it. Look, trying to comprehend the lore of how the Trolls universe works, it doesn't make sense. You have to accept it doesn't make sense. It's never gonna make sense. Just accept that it doesn't make sense.
And Branch's what is it? His bunker.
Yeah,
there's more meaning behind that bunker than we realized in the first movie. I was like, okay,
apparently,
sure,
sure,
why not? That's fine. I get all of that.
Yeah, all that makes sense.
So their main goal is to save their brother that is captured by 2 of these Stretchies who were more of villains than the villain in Wish was.
I mean, yeah, they have a very defined bad childhood that turns into a very defined standard childhood that turns into them just being assholes.
No, that was the joke.
Yeah.
They never lived in poverty.
They never did. But it's just like, but they still have a better backstory than the guy in Wish. At least they explain the backstory. They lie about their backstory.
Sis, what are you talking about? We were middle class.
We were middle class. Our parents were dentists. It's like
that was so good.
Because that's such a musician thing to do. Oh, yes, my childhood was dark and depressing, and
you want to join my sad book club?
Yeah, you want to join my sad book club? I'm gonna talk about how pissed I am at my parents. I'm gonna rage against the machines. If there's another movie, they're gonna somehow slip a rage against the machines bit in there.
So lore-wise, with family, specifically Branch's family, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, let's just accept that he's from a different Trolls universe where the laws of reality are completely different than the ones in this universe, because that makes way more sense.
But
remember when he used to be Grumpy Smurf?
So here's the other thing that doesn't make sense lore-wise.
Yeah.
So guys, by the end of the movie, Branch was like, "Oh, you think I was an only boy?"
Yeah, and then suddenly
Trolls InSync.
Yeah. Well, and I want to be clear that a lot of the music in this was actually written by InSync. Like, even the stuff that's not InSync specifically. Because, yeah, again, that was InSync. But, like, yeah, they did write a lot of the music in the rest of the movie, too.
Dude, the ending song was the best song in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, Let Me Take You to a Better Place is so...
Yeah, it played on radio. It was a real song. Like, it's good.
Now, that one absolutely makes zero sense.
Now, how the fuck was he...
Here's why.
Yeah, didn't he become a grumpy pants, basically, like taking care of his grandma this entire time, and her dying? Like, when the fuck was he in a band?
Yes! Like, literally during the time he could have been in a band, his grandma died, and because his grandma died, he refused to sing.
Yeah, and yet somehow he had time to be in InSync. Look, let's just say it this way. That was not Branch. That was literally Justin Timberlake. it just makes way more sense that in that portion of the movie, in the end credits bit, he just literally was Justin Timberlake.
The only
and no one
way
else.
he was in InSync.
Like how we don't give a shit what their actual band name is. We're just calling them InSync because they're InSync. Like,
yeah,
it's like who cares? They're
the only way he could have been in it was before his grandma died.
Yeah.
So his brothers left, and he immediately went into another band.
Literally immediately.
That is the only way.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember. He mentioned that he'd never written any songs. Did he specifically say I've never written any songs for Brozone, or did he specifically say I've never written any songs? I can't remember what he said.
I think he said for Brozone.
Yeah, because he definitely wrote songs for InSync. And in his solo career, Justin Timberlake. When are you gonna reference your solo career?
I do not know why he left InSync.
Why did Justin Timberlake leave InSync?
Yeah.
Oh, because he went off on his own to become his own, like, to go have a solo career. So he just made his own music on his own.
And now we're at the InSync reunion, and
but yeah, and that's something that I think it was InSync. InSync actually, yeah, pretty sure it was InSync. They did in Japan. Actually, you might not know this. In Japan, they have stuff like we do. They have bands, but they also have band collectives where there will be, and we have it very rarely here, but it'll be like a super group that contains like 7 bands, and then sometimes they'll just create temporary short-term bands where it's like 3 members from other bands going off to make a song together. They do this a lot in advertisements, where there's a group, and then they form another group from members of that group to make a specific song for an advertisement. And so it'll be like a very short-term thing. InSync, I believe, did that as well, where they merged with New Kids on the Block. So they actually have like a super collective of a lot of different people that they can just pull from and make temporary bands that they make good songs with. So like, and that's how this movie feels. It's just like, oh, and now InSync's here. Of course.
So, yeah, that was probably one of the best moments in the movie. The other one is Poppy and Branch finally sharing a kiss. That was nice.
They're finally a couple for real this time.
Even though they said at the beginning of the movie they were boyfriend
I
and
wanted him to
girlfriend.
say, oh, hold on, wait, what do you mean? I was waiting for him to object, and it was just like, nope, he's going with it. Okay, good.
Yeah. It's just like third movie. Suddenly together, it's like you made no reference that you're together besides in the first
Together
film.
forever,
Because
no matter how far.
Because the first film, again, they made a song of how they like each other.
Now until the end of time.
It is so...
Yeah, the relationship is not progressing at a fast speed. The fitting in InSync and New Kids on the Block / Brozone into this movie doesn't quite work in lore, but nobody cares.
But how the hell is it still a good movie?
It's a great movie because it doesn't matter that it doesn't... Look, it's like those Fast and the Furious movies. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It matters that you feel it. It's like, yeah, I don't fucking know. This is the third movie, right? It's not the fourth movie. We didn't miss a movie, right?
There was a TV show, but I don't know how canon it is.
No, but yeah, so it's like this is the third movie. Nobody cares.
So
again, Kung Fu Panda had Po finding his long lost father in a village of pandas that was supposed to be completely eradicated in the second movie.
But at least in that, it kind of made sense, though.
Yeah, sort of, but they made it work. But it's just like, didn't you go?
No more pandas.
Yeah, there's no more pandas. I eliminated them all. Nope. Turns out there's an
hiding.
entire village in Tibet or somewhere where they're hiding out. Just like, what?
But again,
it made some sense. They do this all the time, and they rarely make sense. But
in this one, it makes no.
It literally cannot make timeline sense. But it does. But nobody cares.
So
So, should we talk about the music at all? Like, outside of just the bands? Is there anything we want to say about specifically the music?
We said every song was good.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how much more we can really go into with specifically the music. But yeah, like, I would say, unlike in Wish, where there was definitely a few songs that were like, oh, you could have cut that one. And there's some debate about whether it was one or two songs.
In Trolls, you can't really do
There
that.
are no songs you should cut in this movie. Like, they are all very good songs.
And it was funnier than Wish.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, me and older bro, like, cracked up at least 5 different times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, younger bro was literally breaking down every time they was making a reference to a different 90s boy band of just, like, taking it to the back streets. Just like...
That was so good.
Just reference everything.
I almost want to say Trolls is like the new Chickmunks, except
sort of, yeah.
High pitched.
Yeah, they're not high pitched, which means that everyone likes them more.
I don't even know if we're gonna have another Chickmunks movie.
I don't think so.
Like,
here's the thing: chipmunking was fun for a short while, and then everyone kind of collectively agreed that they hate it. It's like there's a few songs that's good in. But overall, it just sounds so bad. It's like, but you get this. And it's like, no, there's not a single person that's sitting back being like, you know, I didn't actually like that song from Trolls. Like,
it was all
what
good.
kind of bad grumpy pants do you need to be like, no, I can't enjoy that music?
It's the popular music.
Yeah.
Well, they're pop.
I was gonna say popular 30 years ago at this point.
Well, they're specifically pop trolls. Like they're the pop trolls from the second film. They introduced pretty much every kind of genre has their own trolls.
Yeah.
Like there's country trolls, there's rap trolls,
country trolls.
Sorry,
take me home.
They don't say rap.
To the place I belong.
They're funk trolls.
Well, here's the thing. Rap and funk are two different things. Like, technically. Rap is just just the vocal.
Make it rap.
Well, yes, I know. But I'm saying, when you say rap is specifically how you do the lyrics. Technically, rap is not the music. It's just the lyrics. That's why the genre used to be called R&B. Rhythm and blues. And it's like, you had R&B stuff. And that's music. But rap is just the vocal stylings you put over, usually hip-hop. So it's like, in this case, funk is technically a genre of music. But like, rap technically isn't a genre of music. It's a genre of vocal styling that's over a different genre of music.
Yeah, I'll also go ahead and say, in the second film, when we got introduced to the country trolls, they sang one song.
Yeah, it's about as much country as most people are willing to put up with.
One song, and I didn't even know it.
Nope.
Like, I knew it after the film, but I was like, one song?
Yeah. Hit me, baby, one more song.
And with the second film, they had Poppy and Branch sang all the really, really popular songs to the country trolls, and they're like, boo, you suck.
Yeah, that's about how country music feels about pop music.
But here's the funny thing. I mainly listen to country music, and I love country music above all other music.
Yeah.
And I'm not like that.
No. That's the thing. A lot of country music, and the funny thing is country music, as of recently, has been trying to get into, like, more rap and pop music. Mm-hmm. But there is definitely a cultural perception of just, like, no, country is the deep underbelly, the soul of the country. And if you don't like country music, you are not an American. And it's like, that's why it's like, oh, you like pop music. You must be one of those left-leaning liberals. It's like, that's, again, I know I'm stereotyping here, but like, yeah, there are a lot of people who think that way when it comes to country music. It's like, you aren't an American if you don't like country music. I hate pop music because it's some kind of trash. And it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? These are good beats. How can you not like this music? It has good beats.
Yeah, so I don't think there's really much else we could say about
the
movie other than it was good.
Great.
The songs were good. The lore makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, but if you're able to move past the lore literally not making any sense how it's possible, it's like, it was a great movie.
Still a good movie.
Yeah. I never thought I'd say that DreamWorks is that the company that's like, yeah, the lore doesn't make sense. Don't worry about that. Just enjoy the movie. And it's just like, you know what? You're right. Fuck the lore.
Oh, I do want to point something else
Sure.
out, too. So in the movie, you know how Poppy starts off with like rainbow hair?
Sure.
She gains that because it was like a level up in the second film.
Sure.
There was a lot of scenes where she didn't have it.
Yeah. It's, I don't know.
And that makes no sense.
Yeah. She can turn it on and she can turn it off whenever she wants.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think
How would
she
you-
had it in the ending
I was
climax.
gonna say, I don't even know how you'd screw that up if it's literally just a model upgrade. It's like you just use the one model throughout the whole movie. How do you mess that up?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
She's got to
So
just be able to
that-
turn it on and turn it off whenever she wants.
That's the only explanation for
Yeah.
that too. So that's another thing that doesn't make sense as well.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yep.
That's about it. So
Nothing else.
yeah, go watch this movie. Not in theaters because it ain't in theaters anymore.
Watch it when you can.
Yeah, watch it whenever you can. Watch the whole trilogy whenever you can. But we will come back next time with a more relevant movie. No, we will come back next time with a less relevant movie, but a more recent movie. That's probably a better way to say it.
I mean, this was recent.
This is 2 weeks old at this point. The next movie we're watching definitely came out the week we recorded it. So, anyways, we will see you all on the next Hot Take.
Goodbye.